Hi, Diane Bolden, executive coach and author of The Pinocchio Principle, Becoming a Real Leader. How to unleash genius in yourself and those you lead. A couple weeks ago, I facilitated a workshop for heart-centered and visionary leaders at a retreat for one of my clients. Retreats are such a great way to get a bigger perspective and to begin to kind of connect the dots of where you're at, where it is you most want to go, what you're learning along the way, what's beckoning to you. But you know what? You don't have to get away or go someplace fancy in order to have a retreat. You can start by doing that right here, right now. And it is something that you have to make a conscious decision to do, because often we're so busy running around fighting fires, dealing with the crisis of the day, that we don't stop to think about what it is that we most want and what we might need to do in order to get it. Sometimes when you think about what it is that you want, you might experience a feeling of resistance or dread or heaviness. And that's to be expected, because anytime you endeavor to do something that goes beyond your comfort zone and requires that you do something that you haven't done before, you're going to be met with resistance. Oftentimes, though, the resistance that we feel is something that we associate with the task and our chances of actually being able to accomplish it, when in reality, those feelings are really just a product of what we're thinking about the vision that we're entertaining in our minds. And that thinking, when you're not aware of it, tends to run the show. Thinking that goes something like this: I don't have the time to do that. When you're not aware of that belief, you'll end up acting in ways that make it true, because you won't take the time or make the time. You might believe something like, I'm not really sure I'm cut out to do that. Or, I don't know what it is I would need to know in order to pull that off. Or, I would have to have everything all figured out, and I am nowhere near being able to do that. When you believe those things, again, they stop you before you'll ever even start. Because if you believe that you don't have the ability to pull something off, why would you even bother trying? You might believe something like, I'm not really sure I can get people to support me. And again, with that belief, you're likely not to even ask, because you feel like you already know what the answer will be. The thing is, when you become conscious of what the limiting beliefs are that create that heaviness and tend to stop you in your tracks, you can begin to challenge them. Once you're aware of limiting beliefs, they tend to lose their power over you. A belief like, I don't really have the time to do that, if you think about it, you recognize, you know what? I may not have the time to do all of it right away, but I do have the time to take a couple steps here and there, and I can make the time to do it regularly enough that I'll actually make good progress. Something like, I'm not sure I have what it takes in order to figure that out, or even, I need to have it all figured out before I can even start, when you challenge it, can be shifted into a belief that actually supports you. A belief that says, I don't have to have everything all figured out. I just need to figure out the first few steps. And from that vantage point, I'll know what I need to do next. A belief like, I'm not really sure I could get people to support me, could become something more like, I'm willing to approach a few people to see what it would take in order to get the support that I would need. In a few short months, we'll be in a whole new year. It's a great time to begin to take stock of what it is that's beckoning to you, and to create the space you need in order to incubate those kinds of visions so that they are more likely to become reality. It's also a great time to let go of anything that could get in the way of allowing you to achieve those visions and dreams. So, take some time now. See if you can connect with what it is that you most want to create in the coming months and year, and what it is that you're believing about that particular vision or dream that could potentially stop you. When you become aware of what those showstoppers are, they lose their power over you, and you can change them into something that actually can facilitate and increase the chances that you'll meet with the success you desire. If you're interested in bringing a workshop or a webinar into your organization, contact us at support@dianebolden.com. Thanks for watching, and here's to your success.